Hey everybody, what's happening? It's Baldy and welcome to Baldy's Barbecue Pit. So without further ado, let's get to cooking in the backyard the way it's supposed to be done. What's up folks? Time to barbecue. We've got a friend's Thanksgiving and got a lot of people coming over, so what we're going to do is we got us a nice brisket. Last time we had a smaller brisket. It was, you know, if you remember that one, it was a 4, 5, 6 pounder. This was like a 15 pounder. This is a big old girl here. We're going to do like we always do. We're going to trim it off, and then we're going to get into other meats. We're going to do brisket, pulled pork, barbecue butts, and we're going to do pork ribs. So you get 3 for the price of 1 today. We're going to show you, we're going to put them on the big cooker outside, show you how we do that. Different way we're going to do the ribs from the last time you saw us. So anyway, we'll get started. We're going to trim the brisket, then we'll get to all the other meats. All right, we're done with the trimming. Now we're gonna grab the special seasoning and see what we can do. You can see all the excess fat that came off of it. But I mix up our mix here. Oh, damn, can't get the damn lid open. Ain't as strong as I used to be. But anyway, this is basically granulated salt, pepper, granulated garlic. Whatever your mixture is that you like, that's what I tell people to do. I like a little bit of garlic, not too much, but just enough to kind of give it a little bit of a flavor. And what we're going to do, a lot of people like to use a lot of different seasonings. I'm just a salt and pepper guy. Salt, pepper, and garlic. I don't like to put too many layers. I like the flavor of the meat. The salt and the pepper basically give it some flavor and a little bit of seasoning, but they also tenderizes it a little bit and gives you a nice little bark on there. You see this side here, we got it all trimmed out. Don't be afraid to put the seasoning on there. I'm not. I'm gonna put it on here and let it set for a minute. Then we're gonna go put it on the grill. Then we're gonna do the Boston butts and move on to stage 2. Just kind of mash it down in there, kind of helps hold it to it. Some people use a binding agent. As you can tell, it's gonna stay. I'm gonna put it on the grill like this. We're gonna smoke it for the first 4 hours. We're gonna smoke this brisket. Then we're gonna wrap it like we do our Boston butts and our ribs. And then we'll let it cook another 12, 14 hours like that. So we'll take it out there. We're gonna put it on the grill, throw a little extra seasoning on it and go from there. Follow me. All right, wham. There we go. This is our big girl. This is the one 2 weeks ago we cooked 657 pounds of pork shoulders up at Bridgeport Speedway, sold out each day. And this is a big cooker. It's a 500-gallon LP tank. It's got a burner on the end down here. We'll put wood in there. We'll smoke it for the first 4 hours. Then we'll turn it to all gas, set it at 180, let it cook all night long. But hang on, let me go get some more spices. Scrape this off the cutting board. We're gonna put it on here. Make sure we got a good bark, good coverage. Where you at? Come on over here, camera guy. Look at this. We're gonna do boom, boom. Lots of salt and pepper on there, boom. We'll put the pork shoulders down there, then we'll get to cooking. All right, we'll get our Boston butts out. They come in a package like this. Most of the time, oh God, these things are heavy. Get them like 2 to the pack. Damn, we're cooking 4. What I do with these are bone in. You notice it's got the bone piece through here. The one thing you got to be careful when you're cooking with the bone in, sometimes the butcher will cut it around this line, fillet the bone out, no problem. But when you do cook it, up inside here, sometimes depending on where they cut that bone right there, there's going to be what I call a little marble bone. It's a little bitty bone about the size of a marble. Got to be careful because sometimes when you pull that bone out, sometimes it's in there, sometimes it's not. If it's in there, you need to make sure you get it out. Doesn't really cook well, doesn't eat well, but that'll be after you cook it when you pull that bone out. I use a big stainless steel pan when I'm mixing my pork. Reason being is it's clean, it's big, and when I'm mixing this up and I'm picking it up and I'm dropping it, if that little marble bone's in there, you'll hear it go hit the pan, go tink, and you'll know got a marble bone. Then you kind of fish through there and get it. Just a little tip. But here we go, same thing. Don't be afraid of the spices. This is the big piece of meat. It's only going to take so much of the flavoring, you know, in. So I just put it on there, man. Throw it to it. Can never have too much. I use the fat cap up on mine. That helps kind of render down. And what that does is I put the fat on the top. Always cook it fat side up. That way the fat can kind of render down. Plus, on our barbecue, and you'll see this, when we pull that bone out, that fat creates almost like a gravy when you start mixing it up, and that helps you get that meat flavor and a little bit of the spices. The reason we only use salt and pepper, I got a lot of other guys' spices and stuff up there. I like the taste of the meat versus so many different flavors of seasoning. It's on preference. You know, once again, this is salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic rub. We're gonna rub it all over there like that. We're gonna get it on here good. And then when we're done, we're gonna put this like we did with the other one. We're gonna put some of the seasoning on top of it, right on top of the grill. Boom, there you go. Just simple as that. Now, let's go out there. Come on, get on there. Put this on the grill. Follow me. I'll put it right there. Put that one right there. We're gonna put the other 3 or 4 around it. Fire this girl up and get her going. This grill, we usually cook at about 180 for 12 to 14 hours. She's slow and low. She's been seasoned. You'll see some of the old grease and stuff on there from some of the previous cooks and stuff like that. I don't clean it but every couple years because you wash all that flavor out, and she's just getting to the point now where the grill, puts as much flavor in the meat as the seasonings and the meat does too. So that's one of the things you need to think about. Everybody says, oh, your grill looks dirty. That's flavor, baby.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. This is Spicy Mike, and you might, have recognized that by me actually having hair instead of Baldy being in here. He asked me to go ahead and get some ribs and stuff prepared for you, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna spice them about the same way that he was doing it, so we'll go ahead and get some of that over here for us. But first, and more importantly, is gonna be removing the silver skin. Now, that is this little membrane here on the back. Not terrible, not something that you would have to avoid eating, but it's not gonna make for the best eating. It's gonna be all chewy and rough, and so what you wanna do is get you a little cut in there and see if you can get a grip and just keep on pulling that off. Now, sometimes it's easier than others. As you can see, it's not really wanting to cooperate with me this time, so just be patient and keep at it. It's gonna make for a better cook in the long run. And there we go, getting a little bit of grip on there, and you can just see it peel right off. The gloves make it a little difficult to grip on that, but safety first. And I'm going to keep trimming to make sure that every little bit of that comes off of there. Again, if you get impatient, you decide you just don't care about this too much, it's not bad for you. It's not going to hurt you in any way. It's just not going to be as pleasant in the long run. I think Baldy told you guys low and slow is the process. Well, that applies to just about every step of the way with this. Patience is key. Just keep at it. Sometimes it does require a little bit of force in there, but you can hear it just pulling away. There we go, coming right off. All right. And trim up a little bit down here. If you have to, some small little cuts make it a little bit easier. Just get right in there up beside the meat. Right, and that about does it for that silver skin membrane. So I won't bore you with the other two of these guys over here. You know the process is going to be about the same. So we're going to season it the exact same way he did with the brisket and with the pork butt. Again, don't be afraid to just season the heck out of it. When you're cooking, a little known secret is that you lose about 30% of your seasoning as the cook goes on, so it's okay to do a little extra here. Get in there nice and deep into the meat, that way you can have your chemical reactions as it's cooking. When it develops that smoke ring and so on, this salt is going to penetrate deep into the fibers and tenderize this really nicely for you. Just pat it down. Go ahead and get this side too. Even though there's not a whole lot of meat here, it's still going to go in between the bones and soak in that underside. Really going to make that nice and tender, just about fall off the bone consistency.
All right, folks, we had another great day of barbecuing in the backyard of Baldy's Barbecue Pit. Cookie here's got her belly full. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, let everybody know about us. Make sure you share it with your friends. And if you want to see me cook something, put the comments in the bottom. We'll cook it and show you how we do it here at Baldy's Barbecue Pit. Isn't that right, Cookie?